What do we have here? Star and Atlas, a flamboyant poster of a white star, real lithography. Photos of revolutionaries posing with guns. Books of critical theory on the monstrosities of capital and such. Revolutionaries love to pose with their guns. A 9mm bullet and a Cimmerizian lounge jacket plus 1 conceptualization without any drawbacks. That could be good. A skull of a bust of
a plaster cast bust
Mazov.
depicts a middle-aged man with impressive sideburns. The name on the plinth reads Kraz Mazov.
Why does this tenant have a bust of Kraz Mazov in their bedroom? Father Mazov, the hero of the working class, salute to the statue. Nah, I'm not really one for salutes, to be honest. Let's ask
the
that.
White Star, the photos on the wall. I think we have broken into the apartment of a young communard. How fitting.
Screw it. Let's inject a little bit of chaos into this run.
Whoever lives here definitely shares your enthusiasm.
He leans closer to inspect the photos of revolutionaries on the wall.
There aren't many communists around. Not after the revolution. Some youth still keep the ideology going, it seems.
Alright. So, except for that, there isn't anything of note in here. Wonderful. Let's see, this door.
You hear someone walking around inside, rearranging the furniture. The number on the panel says 10.
Well, let's knock.
The walking stops abruptly, but no one comes to the door. Sounded like a woman's shoes.
Let's knock again.
A poor communard, from the looks of it. The room is barely bigger than a closet.
Wait, that said something else, right? This time the steps come closer. Who is this? Demands a female voice, wary and tense. This is the police. Open up.
Do I have to open the door?
You hear the clacking of heels again as the other side walks right up. As the other side walks right up to the door. Her tone is now getting a defensive edge.
Do you have a warrant? I'm not obligated to open the door if you don't have a warrant.
Let's go. We don't have a reason to get inside that apartment.
It's generally easier to do things if you have literally any reason.
That's fair. What do we have in here? That's a postcard of Boogie Street 46, in the year 46, I suppose. The door number 9 is locked, but it's such a fancy looking door. What do we have here? Apartment 8, the mailbox is overflowing. I suppose because no one's home at the moment. The balcony? That's where the mural painting lady should be, right? Yeah, there it is. Anything we can see from here?
Ruination has come. The broken arches betray the once grand history of this building. It towered over the harbor until it happened.
Form a guess about what
A
happened.
great force from the northeast fired into the city. Heavy artillery shelled the coastline. Fired from the water. A straight shot into Revachol. The tenement acted as a defensive wall against the worst of the shelling until it was destroyed, and they had a direct firing line.
Let's take in the ocean.
The waves of the Martinez Inlet rolled over the fallen remains of the building. The dark waters obscured the better part of the remains.
Okay.
What didn't fall into the ocean was used as scrap. What wasn't used as scrap was thrown into the ocean.
Let's look at the ruins in the water.
Those arches acted as support for something greater than what you see now. Only 3 stories stand where 9 to 12 once did. Restoration has failed. What the shelling took out was never rebuilt. Underwater, iron helmets have sunk deep into into the sand and the mud. Helmets of soldiers, and their finger bones too, and clavicles, littering the ocean floor.
Who did this damage?
A fleet, the combined armies of Occident and Grad, with Mesk volunteers, a 5-nation army, hundreds of vessels. They massed airships further down in the Bay of Revachol. The artillery was so powerful. The ships not only required gyroscopic stabilization, they were anchored into the ocean floor as well. Many are still there to this day. If you squint, you can just barely see the shadow on the water, far in the northeast. Cannons still ready to placate Revachol. Coalition warship Archer can shoot 50 shells a minute on 20 co-aligned archers. They will reach the city in 58 seconds.
Hey Kim, do you know who shelled our city?
The Coalition. But that was a long time ago. I think we should move on. It's chilly up here.
Alright, time to go. Okay. Nothing else to take in. Mazov. Can we take the... We cannot take the bottle, I see.
Ooh, the piggies have learned how to saunter up staircases. I didn't think you could do that with hooves. But here you are.
That's right, we've evolved. You're in trouble now, little lady. We cops don't like closed doors or unreachable perches, or people having high grounds on us. That's right, we've evolved.
Yeah, I can see that. Cool mutations.
She crosses her arms.
That smell coming from her paint bucket. It's not paint, it's heavy fuel oil. Red-dyed heavy fuel oil is only used in government vehicles, or at least that's the idea.
Is that government fuel oil? So you won't talk about the murder, but maybe you can tell us something about the murder victim's missing armor? Is that government fuel oil?
What did you think I was using? Aquarels? Sucked it out of a cop's fuel tank myself. Back in Jamrock.
That's some clever cultural commentary.
You ain't seen nothing yet, piggy boo.
So you won't talk about the murder, but maybe you can tell us something about the murder victim's missing armor?
What do I care about some fucking tin eggshells?
Isn't armor art? Art for the body?
Ugh, alright. Sad piggy. I'll give you this one. I saw a little girl in the fishing village running around with military-grade handwear. Looked cute as hell. If you haven't been there, the village is a shithole down the coast from the main plaza. Have a good time!
And there's a little girl wearing the gloves there.
No. That's all the snitching Cindy the Skull does for today. Actually, I don't even know why I told you what I just told you. I have a weakness for animals. It's the animal thing again. Damn it.
She looks at you a little sad
Or a
suddenly.
weakness for police officers, miss. Thank you either way.
Catch you later, Cindy. Let's see. It's a cool mural, and there's a door here, but it seems locked, right? The door is locked, you can't get in. The chair's new. Someone lives back here. Alright, let's head back inside. Wait, that wasn't the door I came out of. But that's good. We found something new. Someone's been sleeping here recently. Cindy? Probably. 100 tiny feet scurrying beneath the grate. The rats of the city. Maybe that's why it's barred. Some coal. Enough coal to last for several winters. Smells of chemicals. Fire. Suddenly you feel the box is on fire. Why? Ah, it's pyroholidone. Okay. Let's take that. That makes sense. Ooh, what's in here? It's poor le homme laborer jeans. Oh, pour le homme for the man, I suppose. +1 electrochemistry, -1 reaction speed. Okay. We'll take that gladly. Let's head out of here again. And that's the door we came out of course. Can you tell I'm a little ill today still? Mine's a bit hazy. What do we have in here? It's a book. 16 Days of Coldest April. Use interact button to inspect the book. Okay, so we have that now.
A shift in temperature. The air chills around you. Dust settles on the stony floor.
It said... I read it, I wanted to say what it said, and it's completely escaped me. Something about the sea looking grey. Let's rub our sides for
A
warmth.
former architect stands before a slice of window, a room plan in her hand. A cold wave has made the air in the building stand still and frozen, with temperatures falling down to -20 degrees Celsius.
Her face?
Is red from the cold. She's breathing on her fingers, clasping the plan. Traces of sadness are visible in her expression.
The plan?
Faint pencil lines on paper depict the same place, but a missing eastern wall connects the room with the neighboring apartment. Ideas for arranging the furniture have been jotted down.
I'll look around this time.
It's clean and empty, with new tapestry embellishing the walls. A standard HB graphite pencil has fallen off a three-legged stool in the middle of the room. She had an eye for beauty.
Okay, let's finish the thought. What's that? Someone has torn down the wall. Oh, yeah. Certainly does look like it. Is that a fridge in the bathroom? Nose fed and money? Or a fridge in the bathroom for like shower beers or something? That sounds something he would be into. An old grocery list on the table and checks.
What happened here?
You can't foreclose an apartment with a hole in the wall?
It will still be accessible through the apartment next to it. That one didn't have a door. Sadly, nothing of great value remains here.
Except the stuff in the fridge.
Indeed.
Yes. So, that's, right, the clothes we found. Let's just click them real quick. That, and of course our green ape pen that I'm not gonna sell. I like it, I'm keeping it. Interactable, it's the mug. Oh yeah, we can interact with it. This broken-eared mug somehow made its way into the whirling and rags dumpster. It depicts a person of Sumerian descent, frolicking in a field of saffron flowers, buck-toothed and grinning feeble-mindedly. It seems to be a cheap knockoff of some colonial-era antique.
It's just a racist mug. What's there to read here? Not much.
There's quite a lot to read into here, actually. Look at all that content.
Oh boy, here we go. What are you going to say about a broken, tossed-away mug that you dug out of the garbage?
This mug is an example of prejudice. I'm going to use it as an example of what not to do. I'm going to push this into the face of every merchant I find and tell them this is your inane ideology. The mug will be useful. By denouncing it, I can earn political capital to mask my bad-ass hustling, i.e. fraud and embezzlement. The mug didn't belong in the trash. It was just a funny mug. Can't anyone laugh anymore? I'll use it as an example.
But it was in the trash. Why not just call it out when you see it? Or do some volunteering work? Just finish your case, detective.
Sure. And the book. Let's take a look at that then.
In your hands, you hold 16 Days of Coldest April by Yekaterina Dahl. The cover image shows a row of concrete apartments above which span a black and white rainbow.
It feels heavy.
Indeed, the book is unusually heavy in your hands, as though the cover were lined with lead.
How long is this book anyway?
You flip through the book. The pages are thinner than you realized, and the type quite small and tightly set. It's nearly 600 pages long.
We're not going to read through all of that here.
Real art is dense and difficult. If it didn't feel like you had to wrestle a suicidal bear to get through it, you weren't really reading.
Look at the back cover.
The back cover is dominated by a black and white photograph of the author.
What does she look like?
She can't be much older than her mid-30s in this photograph. And yet, from this cover, the eyes of a sad old woman stare back at you.
Let's start reading.
In cold, detached prose, the author describes a scene from one of the Yugoslavia riots in the 20s. Youths overturned motor carriages and set trash cans ablaze, while heavily armored guardsmen dash in and disperse them in a flurry of baton blows. The Yugoslavia riots took place from 27 to 29. Fueled by ethnic unrest and the state's repressive tactics, these events are often seen as marking the end of a brief period of liberalization known as the Yugoslavia Spring. Like all such periods, it is frequently memorialized in art and literature. As ethnic tensions run wild, a pair of young lovers meet each other on the street. Somehow, in the middle of all the chaos, they manage to lock arms and look into each other's eyes.
And what happens next? Can't be good, right?
It would physically hurt you to keep reading. Are you sure?
Okay, come on, 10 more pages.
They go through a brief and somewhat awkward love affair. And in the end, they betray each other and succumb to the absurdity of Gradian life. The man becomes a lens grinder, completely abandoning his former existence. He toils through the daily drudgery at the Lenka Polyfabricate. Happiness and fulfillment have eluded him his whole life. And in the end, he has nothing to do but dedicate himself to the craft.
And the woman?
She spends the next several decades standing at a conveyor in a Sosnovo fish processing plant. The smell of fish guts slowly seeps into her hair and skin, as every single one of her dreams dies, one by one. The memory of their short time spent together tortures the former lovers ceaselessly until the end of their days. Years pass in solitude, their bodies growing ever more decrepit.
Why can't I put this book away?
As life leaves their remains between the soil sheets, their final thoughts are filled with regret.
Let's put it away. That book seems like an absolute blast, doesn't it? Though, of course, not everything has to be happy, right? Not every story has to be pleasant. Alright, let's see what you have to say about our smoker friend.
Give me a moment.
An elderly woman is leaning on her broom, her knuckles white as bone. She seems to be having difficulty breathing.
The cold never does any good for my bronchitis.
She sneezes into a dirty handkerchief. First, I'm the policeman that asked you to open the door. Are you sure you don't want to see my badge? We're not going to do that because we don't have our badge. Are you alright? Should I call a doctor? This won't take long. I only have a few questions. Let's go with the third one. She seems to be used to it.
Go ahead then. What do you want to know, policeman?
She's the cleaning lady. She knows the floor plan and the residence.
I'm looking for a young male in his mid-20s, dark hair, skinny build, a smoker on the balcony.
Yes, I know who you mean. The scrawny boy who's always smoking like the devil, right?
She looks at the other end of the hallway.
Somewhere in the building, a child starts crying. You hear a radio tuned to a talk show and someone taking a shower.
What's he in trouble for?
No trouble, I just want to talk to him. Do you know where he lives?
Talk?
The cleaning lady starts laughing, but it turns into a violent coughing spasm. She squeezes her broom, trying to catch her breath.
What was so funny about that?
He lives upstairs in room 28. Go to the balcony. It's one of those doors there. He's usually home in the evening.
Thank you.
Okay.
We should go check out his apartment on the balcony. See if he's home.
Who are you?
I'm no one. Just an old woman who cleans these hallways.
Do you live here?
If you can call it living. I
She
have
spits-
a little room upstairs right next to the coal room.
Oh, that place. Well, that seems unpleasant.
It's barely bigger than a closet. But I don't complain, no. I have my bed and my aching bones to keep me company. And that's all I need from this world.
And all she gets, too. The coastal wind beats down hard on the coal room door outside. Splashes of waves make the balcony slippery. She hasn't spoken to anyone for a while. Even her sentences feel rusty.
I have a few questions about those apartments.
Ask away, policeman.
Do you know who lived in the foreclosed apartment?
The hell am I supposed to know? Another nut job, I assume.
Why is there a hole in the wall in the abandoned apartment?
Some lunatic lost his mind. All kinds of morons pass through these halls.
Is one of the residents on a vacation? Their mailbox is overflowing.
People come and go. I don't keep an eye on everyone.
Fair
They
enough.
probably just moved or died. Hopefully somewhere else.
Who lives in apartment 10?
No one lives there. It's been empty for months.
But I talked to someone through the door?
Impossible. I would know if someone had moved in there.
She pauses, eyeing the hallway.
Maybe it's those countercultural people again. Breaking into a house like it's a public space. You're a policeman. Be good and take a look, will you?
Sure, I'll go see what I can find, but I'm not going to
Great.
kick them out.
Young people. They're worse than rats. You know, always littering the hallways with trinkets and empty beer cans.
Who lives behind the padlocked door?
Oh, that one is a scientist. A future scholar.
Suddenly, the old lady's face is beaming.
I think he studies astrology at the community college. Education's good. I always tell them to study.
Astrology?
Something to do with all those stars around his door. He asked me to leave his drawings up on the wall.
You mean the star and antlers? I think that's a symbol of communism. Are you sure you don't mean astronomy? I'm not gonna disillusion her. Leave her that little morsel of happiness, I guess. Let's say astronomy.
That's what I said. Astrology.
Yeah.
The lieutenant shakes his head, as though to say, let it go.
What can you tell me about Cindy?
The artiste? Nothing I can do about her, I'm afraid. She ruins the walls faster than I can clean them. Still,
She leans on her broom.
she leaves an old lady to her business. More than I can say for others.
Well, that's all.
She
Thanks.
mumbles some kind of a response, then hacks something into her handkerchief.
Okay then, let's quickly check that out. Go to the smoker's room. There's coins in the shoes. 0.21 real. I forgot what the what their version of cents is called. I think it had real in its name as well. But yeah, the balcony was here, of course. Let's go onto the balcony then. And I think that was his place. So let's go up. Let's check it out. So you.
This door is made of metal and appears to be reinforced. Someone here really values their security. Number 28. This is where the cleaning lady said the smoker on the balcony lives.
Yes.
Let's see if anyone's home. Knock on the door.
Let's knock.
No one answers.
Looks like the young man we are looking for isn't home. I think our best chance to catch him is in the evening.
Okay.
We should return tomorrow after we have finished with our day's work. How about 9 p.m.? Sound good?
Yeah, sure. Tomorrow, 9
Tomorrow,
p.m.
9 p.m. right here. Apartment number 28. Good, let's go.
Let's hope he reminds me because...
Damn. Turns out it's quite tricky finding someone in a big apartment building. Don't worry. You'll get him. Remember, tomorrow. He's probably gone for today.
Okay. Yeah, we're gonna... I'm gonna hope he reminds me of that because, like, still some time until I get there. I mean, it's definitely not happening in this stream. Those days are long. So yeah, if Kim reminds me, I'll go there, and if not, then who knows if I remember. Now, let's quickly head to God, return his key, and let's ask him about why the victim's clothes were in the trash. Because I would really like to know that. But before that, we're gonna take a quick look in the kitchen because he said after 13 we can check out the kitchen. And now it's 18:39, so that should be a possibility now. Right. And up the stairs. Over here. It's probably just the quest lines being filled in down here. I'll clear that soon-ish. Let's go into the whirling in rags. Those guys are still here. Might be the people that questioned the smoker. Huh. Apparently, there's nothing that changed. That's okay. God.
Can I help you?
Here's the trash container key.
Thanks. I hope you found what you were looking for.
I found the victim's
Oh,
clothes.
strange. I certainly didn't put them there.
Maybe you don't remember putting them there. Maybe you were sleepwalking or in a fugue state. Could someone on your staff have put them there? Who else has keys to the trash container? Let's ask about the staff.
Sylvie had the keys before I got here, and I can vouch for her. I can vouch for all my staff. None of us would tamper with the crime scene.
Maybe you don't remember putting them there.
I think fugue states are more your forte, officer.
I mean, that is true. Who else has keys to the trash container?
The trash collection service? CS Municipal. I don't see why they would put anything in the trash, though.
Ah, the elusive CS Municipal. I doubt we'll be able to track down who was sent here last and when. This will have to be one of those little threads that solves itself down the road.
On Clinton Street, near the Boogie Street Diamond, a small truck rattles down an alleyway. It stops by a rusted trash container. Two men, their faces rough and swollen, jump out. They look at the container despondently. CSM is written on their backs.
Thank you anyway.
Thanks. Let's talk about
Yes.
something else. Well, I don't think we have anything new here, right?
Another thing. Great. I love those. Yes.
Yes. Goodbye, God. And I think with that, I'm gonna call it a day. Yeah, definitely some good progress made here. Yeah, we managed to finally get into the house, but honestly, I'm still a little sick, and I can feel my mind getting fuzzier as we go on. So I don't wanna, overdo it today. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you then. Goodbye.